record. And here we go. You guys ready? Amy says it's too noisy on her side of it.
Yes, right, I'm ready.
All right, good. All right, here we go. Cue the music. Actually, there's no music. Hi, everybody. My name is Max Farrell. This is DexFX Markets, and this is the 2019 Take Action webinar. Basically, hold on to your hats because there's a lot of stuff that if you're visiting us today, you either seen us on social networking today, maybe our new Facebook page, or maybe you already know who we are and what we've done and what we're building. Maybe you're good friends with us. Who knows? Wherever you're at in our lives and we're in your lives, tonight is going to kind of set precedence of what's going to happen over the next year within our company. We're no longer going to sit back and wait for things to happen. We're going to simply take action. So let's take some action now. My name is Max Farrell. I'm one of the owners of Our City Investments. That's my ugly mug there. I didn't put any of my co-hosts who I'm joined with, who I'll talk about here in a second. But first, like I always do, let me talk about myself. With over 10 years of experience as an investor in building businesses, 8 years of direct trading on the stock markets, 5 years of trading derivatives and foreign exchange. I coded more than 50 systems in my lifetime and strategies for forex in the industry. I've trained over 10,000 people through Trader's Mind series that we had over at Dex Trader, which you'll find out about here in a while, and have personally consulted with over 3,000 people privately on one-to-one over the last 5 years. And we have a motto here, and it's our mission statement of trying to help as many people find their idea's success. And we'll discuss what that really means to everybody here in future videos in the process. Tonight is all about taking action. And what does that mean? It means that we have to work very hard every day, even in this industry, just to remain in the industry, because we're always being attacked or somebody's asking us to buy the next best thing, right? Or we're always trying to wonder, what direction do I go in? So I was speaking to a client the other day, and he says, Max, I just don't know what to do. I said, sometimes you just need to take action and get into a direction and figure it out as you go. And that's what we're here to do today. We're going to talk a little bit about who we are and what we are. But before I do, I want to introduce you to my co-hosts here. I have Brian and Chris on board. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing fantastic.
Thanks.
No worries. You both chimed in at the same time. You sound like a robot, but that's okay. I didn't expect everything to go perfect tonight, and I don't expect it to continue to go perfect. But you both have been there for me over the last couple of weeks building the system out. Brian Farrell, you've been here with me since, I don't know, your birth. So I don't know. Brian's my brother and one of my best friends, because we worked very hard at building this network and this solution for people, even in the times when we only had one person on board. Chris has come on as a trusted partner of this company and a trusted person within this network, because not just because he's bought into the program, but because he's put his time on. He's been here for a long time. Secretly was here for, what, about a year, Chris? You've been here?
It's been a couple years.
A couple years. You see, even secretly to me sometimes, I'm like, God, he's been here that long. And it's wonderful, because in this industry, it is damn near impossible to find too many companies that have been around for more than a couple of months. There's a handful of us in that top tier competitive process. I won't name names, but there are companies out there that have been in this industry a long time because they got the right contacts and they've done what they've done to get wherever they're going. And I'll tell you about our other motto here in a little bit. But Chris and I, and there's other people amongst the scenes. It's not just me, Brian, and Chris. Of course, there's Amy, there's Paul, and you're going to meet some of that team here in some of this. So what are we going to go over tonight, guys? We're going to be talking about the history, who we are, what we've done. We're going to talk about the team. We're going to talk about the site. Of course, the opportunity of what this is here, and the mindset behind the opportunity and everything that we're building. And then finally, if you could stick it out with me just to the end, I have the deal for you. So hopefully you enjoy yourself over the next couple of moments here as we get to the next level. The history. Sometimes they always say, I guess you got to start at the beginning, right, guys? So the beginning was, I was born in Northeast Philadelphia. It's 1969. No, I'm only kidding. I'm not going to take you back that far. But some of you have been invited here because you've been current or previous customers. And we've been in business now since 2014 here with the Dex or Our City Investments. That's a long time in this industry, like I was saying before. But we started in this industry because we wanted to give signals to those that wanted to learn how to trade. Some of you know what Nadex is. Some of you know what forex is. If you don't know what either one is, that's okay. You're still in the right spot. Because if you want opportunity, you're in the right spot. In 2015, we redeveloped our network because in 2014, we got into this industry because we had been ripped off by a company within this industry. And what was it, the tune of like 150,000, almost, with me personally and all the other money we put in, about $200,000. Now, I was naive back then. I had no idea. I mean, yeah, I could build a website and I could build programs and systems because I've been working at home now for what, 8, 9, 10 years. So I knew what it was to build stuff, but I didn't know what it was like to get scammed in an industry. I mean, if somebody would came up and asked me to buy a bridge, I probably wouldn't buy it. But the adage of it sounded too good to be true may have been right at the time. But I was blinded by all the stepping process and the opportunity that it was going to be there and the decisions that I could make to do it. So I invited a bunch of people in as well, and I got taken for a ride. I knew easily enough that it was going to take a lot for me to get back or try to get back any money from the process. So I began to look into the industry that just ripped me off. And I found easily that there were no real companies at that time. It was me and one other person as I was looking into companies that could teach me how to trade. I just couldn't find the right ones. This company I joined myself with, I won't, again, name names. I asked the owner one day, can you make it simple for me? Because I have a lot of people that I can bring in, but they're not going to be into this, charts with all these, megla lines and these crazy levels on it. Can you make it simple? And he told me no. He says, I can't make it simpler for you because this keeps out all those people that think that you just come in and do it on their own and they won't need me then. That didn't make sense to me. I wanted to make stuff simple because I found a long time ago that if you take something complicated and you make it simple, my grandfather used to tell me that was a sign of genius. I don't know if I'm a genius, but I can tell you right now, I feel a hell of a lot smarter doing it simpler than doing it more complicated. Let me get back on track. In 2015, we redeveloped our entire system after a year in business because we listened to our customers. We listened to our clients, our partners, our friends, people that told us, Max, you need this particular type of site. And Dex Signals was a good site. It gave good signals. It had one good system in it, the daily network. We introduced the intraday signals into it. If you don't know what those are, you'll see here in just a moment. But they said that we needed more. So we developed our program called Dex Trader. Now, this was more surviving the process of Dex Signals was about bringing a lot of traders in. So, and it wasn't just traders in the Nadex process or providing signals. We wanted to be able to provide indicators as well. So there was a part of it that was more about trading, and the other part was more about indicators. So we made dexindicators.net. Let me go back one here. The idea of making these two separate sites was all about keeping the information separate from each other because the two mindsets really didn't work out well with each other. One was more complicated than the other. The simplicity of Dex Trader sort of overshadowed or sometimes undershadowed the Dex Indicators people. And when you mix them together, they sort of fought back and forth. I just want signals and I want to learn how to do the whole kit and caboodle. Well, this survived for some time. And as of, what was it, September of last year, Brian, that we decided that we needed something bigger and better?
It was September, yes.
Yeah. I reached out to a group of individuals. And when I say a group, it's a pretty big group. In fact, maybe some of you saw the email that came over last September. Or I think it was, it's mid-September by the time it hit. It was one of those emails that basically asked you to join us and help us build this. And that's okay if you didn't join in. That's completely okay. But we're here now because of that group, and we call those guys the founders. And those founders paid some money to be here and be in the process and to be a part and actually get a part in this entire process that we've built here with DexFX Markets. The team that we have put together not just from founders. There's close to 30 or 40 people in that founders packet. We've made and assembled a beginning team, if you will, which had some of us from the very beginning. Brian and I definitely knew, and Amy and I knew, that we couldn't do this alone anymore, because the more people that we have on board, the better, right? I like David's statement in there, woohoo, keep it simple. Absolutely. Keep it sweet and simple. So the team that we put together is simple as well. I lead the trading division. My brother Brian leads marketing at the moment. Chris leads the Dex Home Biz Network. Customer service is run by Paul Davey. Billing is run by Amy Kuipers. And social media is run by Vivian May. Now, all these names, you may not know us yet. You may know some of us. You may not know any of us. That's okay as well. But these divisions will tell you that we have a very detailed team of people waiting for you. And in each and every person here, there's a group of individuals waiting to be able to keep the system going. The opportunity. Oops, let's go back one. I keep doing it. Did I do that right? There it is. The site. Let's talk about the site. The new site that we put together is called dexfxmarkets.com. And this system, at first, everybody's like, well, why don't you just redesign Dex Trader to have all these things? Well, because I needed to secretly keep all that, just keep going, because that site's functional and it's doing what it's doing. And we'll eventually move everybody over from Dex Trader into this DexFX market system. But I wanted to be able to build this thing sight unseen for a while until we were absolutely ready. And in January 2nd, we did our pre-launch. And we did pretty well. We got some people on board. It wasn't really about sales at that time. It was more about bringing people on to help us test. We had the founders in there testing. We have a lot of stuff going on. And from the 2nd till today, we've been in testing and putting a lot of things together. But over the last few days, there's been some crazy stuff in this industry, in this market going on. So we decided that it was best if we launch now so we can bring this attention to all this craziness within this market. And before I go into all that in future videos, I definitely want to talk to you and show you, and not just tell you about the site. I want to show you the site. So give me 1 second as I prepare for a new share. There we go. And I bring you over to the new dexfxmarkets.com. This is where the round of applause effect would have been really helpful, guys. Or the crickets one. That's okay.
The crickets chirping. That's what we got.
Yeah. Everybody's muted, right, in anticipation. Okay, so if you've never been to one of our sites before, don't feel overwhelmed. There is a lot of stuff in here. The process here is all about, David Grubar said, I clapped. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. This site, we definitely had to make it simple. We had to make it user-friendly. If you've been to the site, we blasted off already. We landed. I haven't even taken the front part off yet because it just turned 0 the other day after the 14th. But I'm going to go through the things sort of semi-quickly and give you a little brief explanation on each one as we go. But for everything for the deal later on that we have here, you'll see that it's set up very nicely, and you're going to find that you're really going to enjoy the process. Now, we sort of group things into forms of what we call portals. We have a member portal, which has basically all your training and area stuff on it, and we'll go through that here right now. This is my account here, my admin account. So I have privileges on both sides of the systems that we use, from Nadex and forex side. It's very nicely done. It's set up. It has all of our tools, our training. We even have a section for free members. Yes, we do have a free section. Now, would you go in there and you could live off of the money that you make in that kind of stuff? I wouldn't really think so. It would give you a lot of training and see that we're serious and our stuff works and we have a lot of stuff inside. But that's what these videos are for as well, is to help show you what we really have. And there's also a home biz center. And we'll talk about that here in the next little mini segment. The next portal that we use is our indicator portal. Remember I said about dexindicators.net? Well, basically I took that entire site and put it right here. That's right. There's no more going back and forth and having double, triple, quadruple logins. Everything is done right there. And remember how I talked about making it sweet and simple? Well, we created a system that has the availability to, when you download this installer, I don't know if you've ever tried to install an indicator on your site or on your computer, but this system does it for you. Once you download it, you simply click the little button that says download that indicator, and you can download multiples or only one, update, and remove indicators as well. It'll also start your MetaTrader 4 and put all the information in that you need. That's right. So here are the indicators that we have currently active. Most of these are for Nadex, as well as you can use some of them for the forex side. The 5-minute MDM system for the indicator is very strong on its own. A lot of people use it. A lot of people, I think it's over 1,500 downloads that it's had just in the last 12 months. Dex Daily Signals. Our signal system is pretty powerful too, which we'll talk about here in a moment. But here's another set of ways to be able to trade the dailies that are over on Nadex. If you don't know what Nadex is, don't worry about it. You'll find out in future videos within the system under our training center. Dex Support and Resistance, Dex MACD, all these are independent indicators that work very well to assist in your trading, okay? If you want to go further past the assist and sort of do for you in indicators, there's an expert advisor indicator called Simply Forex. This is a pretty powerful one. It takes a lot of work and a lot of usage. There's a lot of manual trading in there and figuring out, but it does have a very powerful network, and there's a whole training system behind it. All of our indicators come with training, even how to use the Dex installer. And of course, you have an ease of use to know what you've downloaded and your licensing key. The next portal I want to show you is what we refer to as the bot garden. The bot garden is all about, let me click on this one here. This is a forex process. Now, the bot garden itself is basically, I have built a bot, if you will, several bots. And this bot trades for you on your Forex MetaTrader 4 account. Now, basically, it doesn't actually trade for you. It trades for me. And it trades for me in this particular account. And basically what you do is you copy, this bot will copy my trades. Now, when I say I trade, the bot trades for me. So it's not me personally trading for you. It is actually the bot trades for me, and then the DexFX copy bot trades for you by copying my trades. Does that make sense, guys? I sound like I butchered that one. But that's the only way I seem to be able to explain it.
Well, that came out pretty good.
Okay. All right. So I created the step bot that trades for me in this particular fashion. It makes the idea of a trade. It takes the idea of a direction. Remember, because the market is only about going one of two directions, right? You either have a buy direction or a sell direction. And usually this is set at a 50% availability. You can either go up or go down. Most people think of it like flipping a coin. But our bot system, what it does is that it has a high rate of understanding the direction itself, because it uses the same patterns as the signals do for our daily system, which sit at a very high rate of success, which you'll see here in a moment. It decides that direction and then applies some certain processes on if there's pullback or if it's going in the right direction. It does have an artificial intelligence system on board, which then learns from itself on what pairs do well and starts to negate when to trade, not to trade by using a news algorithm. Now, that news algorithm was designed by me, the bot was designed by me, and the program on money management was designed by me. And we did this because we knew that there's a lot of companies out there that may get an indicator that has a pretty good rate of success, 70, 80% sometimes, but then they have poor management of the money on that side of it. And they end up losing your money or blowing up your account. We don't have that issue here, as you can kind of see by this equity curve. Let me go ahead and go over to where this is at here, and you'll see quickly. Now, this is only one part of it. It's one of our proud parts of it as well. But this equity curve has been going for some time, as you see, since December 5 of last year. Now, I know that doesn't seem like a long time, but before this, we have done back testing and forward testing to get to this point as well. And the equity curve was exactly the same. Now, in future videos, and if you decide to stay with us and hang out with us, you'll find out much more about the StepBot and all the programs over there. Now, we also have another bot that just started here just a couple of days ago and is having the same results. Why? Because this one only trades once a day. So it is getting a winning sensation there. So it is doing very well. But both of these bots are being run by a particular type of money management system that works very, very well within our process. Now, the next system I want to talk about is our signals. And we'll come back to the Dex Home Biz here in the next segment here. But our signal system, if you're trading Nadex, is very powerful. Now, prepare yourself that there may be a lot of information in here, but don't overthink it. I just want you to pull back just a little bit, that think about all these tools that you have in your possession. Like any good mechanic, you have the availability to use many different things and tools. Diversify your portfolio. Remember that. Diversify your portfolio. Why? Because not one thing works all the time. Well, maybe it does now. Maybe the StepBot does. Maybe the StepBot is the one thing that I've found to be the most consistent thing I've ever built. And all, besides the daily signals have been very consistent. Trust me, they've been very, very consistent. And there's a reason why this consistency is playing over to this particular part of the process, is because of the way that we've designed the strategy and the way that we designed the process, okay, the overall concept. Too many people look at a strategy too finitely. You're looking at every single daily trade. You don't look at it as a whole. You don't step back and look at the trend value rather than just the minute little time period that you're trading. So we're going to show you this now. The Dex daily signals. This membership portal, this portal here for the daily signals is very powerful. One, it has many, many signals that come over a day. The Nadex daily signals come out 6 times a day for their statements. This means that you're able to trade up to 6 times every single day. Now, each time that it comes up, there's a possibility of 10 signals coming out for each one. The average is between 6 to 8 signals will come out depending on which session you'll be trading. There's 4 sessions a day. But there are, like you see, we're still on the 16th. Hundreds and hundreds, and well, there's a loss. That's it. We have a loss, guys. I'm leaving. There's one. I don't know why that loss is there. That sucks. We probably shouldn't trade now. I'm only kidding. So it doesn't mean that the daily signals don't lose. They definitely lose. There's times that they do. Up there's a couple more, and there's 2 more. Holy crap! There's 3 on one session. That must have been really bad. Oh, that was a news session. That's why. Okay.
It was to break up the color.
I know. I need to make a random one blue every time. There we go. There's another loss. Wait. Still scrolling. Okay. So out of about 300 and something trades, there's about maybe 6 or 7. That's why there's a 97.2% success rate, like on the Great Britain Pound JPY. Now, before you start thinking, woohoo, I'm going to be rich, the daily signals take work to do. There's a lot of stuff to follow. There's a lot of stuff to do. Okay. Yes, and again, I'll be answering questions here, Wesley, in the process. Yes, it has improved. Remember, Wesley says, good evening, sir. I was part of the previous forex spot last year that I believe stopped and was wondering how this one is different and improved. The other one stopped because of legality. Because we got approached by our lawyers, and our lawyers said, we don't know if you're allowed to do this, if you're allowed to promote this way, you're allowed to do it. So we stopped everything we erred on the side of caution. While we were stopped, we then made what we call a strategy relationship with a company that came to us and said, hey, we want to take your bot that you were showing online, and we want to create a strategy around it. Is that possible? And we said yes. And we let them do that. And in exchange, they got to keep a license of the bot to trade for themselves. And we got the data, basically, if you will. And the data was so important to us because it basically curtailed everything we needed to do with that bot. So the results that you're saying, has it improved? I just showed you it has. That bot that step bot is the one that's trading at that equity curve, which is huge, by the way. So we'll jump back into, oh, you're welcome, sir. We'll jump back into the daily signals here in just a moment. But all the daily signals, all the systems, even our new charting system, which we'll go over here in a moment, news, everything is at just a fingertip touch away. Our intraday signals, very powerful. Our SR Max signals, also our 5-minute signal portal Now, some of you used our signal portal back on the old Dex Trader, and the charting system was, listen, it was my first charting system. I don't know what to tell you. We stayed up for months and months building it, trying to get it all to work, and we finally got something. We have our own data center and now and all this other kind of good stuff. But just to build that system was so difficult, and people had a hard time using it at first. Some got used to it. There was a lot of clicking and swiping and swiping and swiping. But then we built a relationship with tradingview.com, and we got their API, and we built the relationship, and they helped us out tremendously. Thank you, Greg, and all you guys over at tradingview.com. Thank you so much. We built out this particular type of system using the TradingView charts with easy to flow charts and signals right on the page. Lovely, right? Also, you can copy your URL. You can write on the charts. And version 2 of this is coming out in 2 weeks, to where we're going to be able to save each one of these charts with all your marks on it. Which one's won, which one's lost, all that kind of good stuff. Powerful. Now, what also increased and has changed just a little bit is the strategy behind it. We refer to as our TNT strategy. Huge. I can't even begin to tell you how big it is. Okay. We also have a very good charting system now that you can just go down, stay on the one page, and pull up all your charts. There's 7 charts that they use for the 5-minute signals. We teach you how to follow this trend, to wait for negation, and to get into the trade. I feel like teaching this right now, guys. I really do. Now you know, when you have a system that you love that much, that as soon as you see it, you want to start using it and teaching it. And it gets me excited to even see it right at the moment. You know what I mean? Again, training right at your fingertips. Everything's right there. Let's see, what's next? Oh, I almost forgot. So for the longest time, we've always just used binary signals. Okay, the binary signals from that are on Nadex, right? And I stayed away from spreads because they were all, it made it always confusing on getting in and getting out and doing all that stuff. And I don't know, it just seemed that the spreads were just too high for me, too much of a risk for me to get into, too much like trading on forex. Well, now that we perfected forex, we decided, well, what the hell? Let's bring Nadex Extreme Spreads back into it. And so we built this whole Nadex Extreme Spreads system on board. Now, before you look at this and go, well, Max, there's a lot more losses than the dailies. You're absolutely right. With the dailies, there's more of a buffer zone, but these come out exactly at the time. We're looking for pairs that stay above 70%, stay into, and with that direction, at one point or another, the majority of these trades that even lose, just by a little, okay, are at one time or another during this trade, okay, they're winning. And we teach you how to spot that scalp out and learn how to scalp. And we have a lot of people that are doing very well. Again, training at your fingertips. Charts, also at your fingertips. Right there, with signals on board. Huge. I'm going to keep saying that. It's going to keep saying huge. So that's basically our signal process. We have our portals. We have our signals. Oh, did I mention we have charts? Yes, we have charts. Now, these charts here on this one also have our TNT strategy on it and can also be used on a 1 hour and 2 hour Nadex trade, whether binary or spread, or trading on forex. If you're a trader right now and you're watching this, I'd go over and buy right now. Well, you want to hang on because I got a deal for you then, I promise. But having this kind of chart sitting in front of you with the information and the strategy and the people who use it and trade of it only one button click away, that's what I mean, one button click here under consults. That's right. Not too many companies in this industry put their ass on the line. What I mean by their ass is that they answer the phone, or they're in chat rooms, or they're here to help you as much as they possibly can. And before, I tried to do this as much as I possibly could, and sometimes I wasn't available, and sometimes I was. A lot of times I was. I mean, I talked to over 3,000 something people. But now we have a full team on board. And the team that I'm teaching how to do these consults will help you get in from the very beginning. If you're learning how to put stuff on, if you need more of a consult, you need more entailed information about trading. Even if once it's time, there's a certain point that we tell you in the very beginning, trade demo, learn. Once you're ready to go live, we consult you at that point. you get each one of these each month. Now, of course, if you're doing orientation, you're only really doing orientation once, but you have so many things to choose from. If you're starting over something new, I'm okay with you clicking on that, okay, to sit down and talk to me. It's only 15 minutes, so you got to make sure your questions are ready and everything else is good. There's also, once you really get on board, there is a phone number on the page. There is a chat room that's on the network. And there's our little Dex system where we're offline because we're all online here. Once we get off the webinar, this will be fully online and ready to go. Normal working hours are from 9 in the morning to 9 in the evening. So that's normal customer service hours. We will have people later on that will be on overseas as well as we build that customer service division, as you see. Okay. With all of these processes, of course, you have to have good training. We have the Nadex Training Center. Now, remember how much stuff is in here. I know, it keeps asking me if I want help. We decided a long time ago that training is only as good as the people that put it out, and we figure ourselves to be pretty good people. And we want to have the availability that you get to learn as much as possible. So if you don't know what Nadex is, you can learn by coming here and learning what Nadex is by Nadex Ninja. This will teach you just about everything there is about the Nadex process. If you don't know what MetaTrader is and how to trade with a broker system, excuse me, you could do that by MetaTrader Mayhem. If you want to learn a good scalping system that you don't need to even use an indicator for, this will teach you how to be a good scalper. And that's called Trader's Mind Series. Puts you in the right mentality to trade. Learn about Nadex signals, learn about Nadex themselves, learn about the Trader's Mind Series, and even MetaTrader Mayhem. Now prepare yourself. If you're going to go and want to learn about forex, it's a little bit more heavy-handed over here because there's a lot more to lose over at forex than there is Nadex, but there's also a lot more to win. Now with that, your very first, even if you're a free member, you get this first intern series absolutely free, okay? But if you're a paid member, you get the apprenticeship, the journeyman, and the master. And once you get to these levels down here, journeyman and master, I start looking at you as maybe a potential for what we call our buying group or our trading group. And in our buying trading group, we have the availability for you to be and diversify your portfolio a little bit by trading with us and for us. So this is pretty powerful. How much training is on board? A lot. I mean, a lot. Each one of these lessons has many, many videos on board. Each one of these Craftsman series has many videos on board. And, excuse me, also has a lot of written information on board. Sorry, I just had to turn the mic down so I didn't blow your ears out coughing. I quit smoking a long time ago, so I don't smoke anymore. So somebody asked me once if I smoked when I was saying it. No, I just got over a cold. Okay, so let's jump back over to the webinar just for a second, and we'll go through the next part of the process here. Now, we talked about the site. Everybody's seen a lot what's on the site. You know there's a lot of information, a lot of process over there. It's very powerful. Now, the opportunity that I want to talk to you about is not about, this isn't an MLM. It's not one of those hokey systems that are out there. But if you are here because you don't think you really want to trade, and you're here tonight because you want to look at our opportunity to be able to sell the product. And remember, all that stuff you just seen, if you put it all together, that's a product. Okay, little individual little pieces of the product, like the Nadex signals and forex side and all that stuff. But the whole thing together is a product. And most companies, most people, when they're trying to find a work-at-home process, it's not easy. It's not easy to try to find products that you can sell, that you can work with. And in this industry, which is a multi-trillion-dollar industry, there is a lot of products out there. And most of them don't have the longevity or the legacy. So how can you stand behind anything that's out there if you don't know if it's brand new or if it's going to only be out for a couple of moments? We've been in business here now. Let's do that. Do that, and right there. Our main company's been in business for 5 years in this industry. We've outlasted many other opportunities and systems out there that have been scammy, that have tried to rip people off. We've outlasted the indicator bops. We've outlasted all the binary scammers, all that stuff. Why? Because we have a lot of transparency and a lot of truth with what we say in this industry. And we try to help as many people as possible. We have learned how to build a business. So what better people to follow than those that have done it themselves? Now, my team is all about running the company and running the system. But marketing and advertising in this industry is very difficult sometimes. It's more of a grassroots referral kind of process that you have to put together. So we show you how to do that. We have a very powerful system on board with that. And let me go over and show you what that is. Let me stop this here. Ooh, hang on one second. Clear all that, because if not, that'll show up everywhere. Okay. We're going to head back over to Dex Effects, and we're going to go to the portal for Dex Home Biz. Now, this Home Biz system, of course, we call it an affiliate portal system over here because it is basically you get paid per tier, but it'll have all your training on board. Again, if you're just a free member, if you're a member of the website, you can go here and just get this, okay? But if you're a free member, you can go just become an affiliate and sell our stuff. You can do that on your own, okay? And that's absolutely free. You don't mind that. There's no charge for that. You just go to the main site, get yourself a free membership, and you can get into this Home Biz orientation. But the affiliate beginner series, the intermediate series, and the advanced series, if you're not a paid trader member, is $47 a month. That's real simple. And I don't mind telling you that now. There's no real deal for that one. You're paying $47, and I use that $47 to buy some of the other things and programs and stuff and assign you somebody that pays that money. And so it's important that, you know that is just a simple system of placing your link out there, following some rules. We got a lot of training on board with that system alone. Our affiliate portal system is pretty powerful as well. It'll do a lot of the tracking, and there's some good numbers in here that you can follow in the process. Very simple. There's a lot of resources already here that you're going to get within the process. It's just even being a free member. So like our rebrandable PDFs, our link sources to paid source of traffic, 50 essential SEO backlink systems that are out there. Now, my brother loves these kind of programs and these systems, and he's gathered so many of them over the years. It's crazy. Of course, you also have links to our webinars and the things that we're doing to be able to register even affiliates under you. Okay, so there's an entire network solution under here, which is very powerful. Now, if you're a trader and you're looking at this and snubbing your nose at it, I wouldn't, because here's why. While you're learning how to trade, you could be earning some money by sharing it and doing it. And I know there's a lot of people that will say, Max, until I see that it works, I don't think I'm going to share it. Yeah, I can understand that. But one thing I do know is that if I trust a company to give them my money and work with them, I'm going to do whatever I can to help support them. I want that company to be around, okay? And that's what I'm asking you now. If you've been with us before, if you know who we are and what we're doing and what we're trying to provide for you, then help us grow. Be a part of that. What better person to sell the product than somebody who's using the product? That's the best fit for us. So if you find yourself you want to make some bucks, which I'll show you how much you can actually make here in just a moment, but I want you to take that in mind, that if you're a trader here, get into this process as well. Do both. If you're looking to work from home, if you're just trading part-time to make a couple bucks, no harm, no foul. It's all good. You could still do it. Pick one day a week and just do sales, or do trading in 1 hour a day instead of trading for 2 hours. That's completely up to you. Let's jump back over to the webinar, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Our product pays 30% on the first tier, and it's reoccurring. Now, you'll see here in a moment how much the systems cost, but this pays about a $44 a month. If somebody gets the lowest rate one that we have, it pays about $44, right? Unless they get something on a discount or a deal, which maybe some people tonight are getting. Okay, it pays about $44, $40 at the least, right? There's also a second tier. Let's say you bring on an affiliate that sells one of your products, you get 15% of that commission, of that sale. So that pays about $21 or $20. This is reoccurring every month for as long as that person's on board. So imagine somebody who stays for a year and does this process. Pretty powerful, makes a lot of money. Now, think of that money times 10, 20, 30, 40 people, reoccurring every month. I would use that money to stuff into my trading account and trade with. Simple. Now, the more advanced training stuff, like we had said, if you're a free member, you have to pay $47 for. But when you're a Nadex member or a forex member or an all-in member, you'll get that entire system, which is really, really cool. All right, we talked about the opportunity. We talked about the solutions of the company, who we are, what we are. We talked about the team. Let's talk about the mindset behind this network and this company. And I know these words, I don't like to self-promote this way. I mean, but let's speak real for a minute. The mindset of our company is simple. Transparency is first and foremost. If something's wrong, I'll call it wrong. If something's bullshit, I'll call it bullshit in this industry. Sincerity behind who we are. You can hear it in our voices. You can hear it in our actions. We really do care about the people we work with. And we care about you. We care to make sure that you're doing what you need to do to make money. And sometimes you can't help everybody. We know that. We put a lot of hard work in. It's taken many months for us to get to this point. And as anybody knows, you can never build any one thing by yourself. You can have all the sincerity, transparency, and hard work, but if you don't have integrity, you definitely are not going to be trusted. And it'll come out very quick. And as you see, these previous items have kept us in this industry for a very long time. That gives us our longevity. You know, our site and our system started out with Brian and I, and we added Amy, and we brought Paul, and we have Vivian, we have Chris, we have all these great people that are in the chat room right now. But they're all people just like you. I'm just like you. I'm a trader just like you. If you're here to be a work-at-home person, I've been doing it for 8-9 years now. So I'm just like you. I'm not some rich fat cat getting rich from building systems out there. I'm getting rich from building trading networks and trading on them myself. I built this system for me, and I'm sharing it with you. So you'll also kind of tell that I'm sort of no bullshit when it comes to this stuff. Yeah, I throw some fiddles in there every once in a while, but I'm no bullshit when it comes to, is something working or not working? I don't have enough time to mess with anybody. I'm not afraid of any of your questions. You have questions. I'm not afraid to put my own personal phone number on the website. I'm really trying not to swear, guys. I'm not trying to drop the F-bomb or nothing this time. I promise. The price of our system. You know, it's mild in comparison to our competitors that can pay up to $250, $300, $400, $500 a month for even 1/3 of what we have. But we know our competitors work hard as well, and we won't tear them down. In fact, that's one of our policies here, is not to tear down anybody. We call it our resolve method. If one person wants to start talking bad about one company, then we all got to start playing games. And I don't like that. If you need to attack me, if you need to call me names and do all that stuff just to boost yourself up, well, then your shit is weak. But there it is. Starting swearing. Okay. And if your shit's that weak, how strong can your system be? Right? If you need to tear me down to make you feel better, DM, oh God, I can't go there. If you need to do that, then that's on you. I'm still going to take the road that I need to go down. There are choices, though, that you have here as a company, okay? For us as a company, you have a choice. So you can choose to go Nadex trading or forex trading, or you can go all-in trading. Keep that in mind. The Nadex and forex systems are simple. The price is $147, right? You can go either forex or Nadex. Either side has a price tag of $147, and that's extremely inexpensive when it comes to learning the systems and programs and everything else. And we used to have a lot of people sitting at that level. But like I promised, if you stuck around, which a lot of you have, almost all of you, every single one of you have, which is cool. Thank you very much. I haven't lost one person yet. But if you have stuck it out for this long, here's the deal for you. It may not seem like a lot, right? What is your time? What's it been here? About half or 45 minutes? Yeah, 45 minutes we've been here. And you just made $20, right? Well, no, you haven't. You made $240 because I'm going to knock off $20 a month for the system. Let me go back one. $20 a month if you choose one side or the other, Nadex or forex. You choose that side, I'll give you $20 off a month. Now, most companies just do this off the first fee and then, give you a couple bucks off, but I want you to get, so that'd be $127 a month instead of $147, right? So I hope that deal works for you well. That's a $240 a year savings. I want to thank you for being here tonight. There's the code DEX2419. I'll leave that up here for just a second. Don't go anywhere. I know. I still got to talk about the deal, right? That was only part of the deal. Here's the next part of the deal. You got that code? If you want to go do that one, split, take the code, there it is. But if you want to hang out for a second, here's the next deal. And I have to make this serious. And Amy, please don't punch me in the face, okay? I know that the price that we normally, if you put both of those together, 147, came out to be about 294 if you did Nadex and forex separately, but did them, you bought them both, but you paid for them separately. It'd be 294. We have our active discount that happens if you buy them, right, for 247, which is 50 bucks off, right? But I really am serious about helping you. I do want to make this worth your time. And that's very important for me that you have taken the time to be here. But let me give you a piece of warning. If you're going to do this system, I did it again, didn't I? Yep. Nope, there it is. If you're going to do this, if you're going to get the all-in, you have to absolutely be ready to diversify your portfolio because there's a lot of stuff in there and you can't get ooh squirrel. Okay, there's a certain way that you have to do things. Now I'll shut up and tell you the deal. It's $147 a month forever for everything we have. Yes, everything we have. Everything that not only do we have right now, but if I cure cancer tomorrow, you get that deal too, right? If I find a bot that makes you $1,000 a day, if I make a bot that trades ice cream for you, I don't know what it is, right? I invent the flying car. Whatever we have with DexFXMarkets.com, you get. Now, I put a deal like this out with Dex Trader, the lifetime access. I gave a deal. I said, if you get in, you'll get anything that I ever build. That was for Dex Trader. I could have easily said, no, I don't, I kind of, Dex for life, I meant just for Dex Trader. But no, I made this for everybody. So it doesn't matter if I make DexFX Markets or DexFX Airship or DexFX Train Roads or whatever it is. Whatever I get, this is what you'll pay per month forever for everything that we have. Okay. Oh, and almost forgot the Dex Home Biz System thing, right? If you do that $47 and the advanced is all included. That's everything. So that was $147 for all of it. And that's consults, meeting with me, meeting with Chris, talking to marketing, getting on board, learning how to make websites, learning how to, oh yeah, right? If you want to build businesses, you got to build websites. If you're not building websites, then you got to build social engines and social ladders. And how do you do all that? What's an affiliate link and a tracking link? And how do you do all that stuff? How do you pay taxes? How do you build an LLC? All of it is in there. And that's the beauty part about this network is that we've created something that's all inclusive. If you want to work at home, you need a good product. Why not make them both? Now, most MLMs do all that kind of nonsense, right? You get on these companies, go sell all your friends, then bring them in for $55.95 a day or whatever they have. Meet us in Los Angeles and we're going to have a big party to celebrate and I'm going to hand you a huge giant check because you sold all your friends and family. No, we're going to be serious. We're putting product out. We're trading, we're making money as well as selling our own product, which is good. So for me, it's great because I get to go back to trading now next week. Oh, did I mention the webinars? That's right. 2 times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesday mornings at 11, Thursday mornings at 11 Eastern time. I know I'm trying to make it as easy as I can for everybody overseas on the East, West Coast, East Coast, Middle, Central, everywhere. So Tuesdays, 11 o'clock. Thursdays, 11 o'clock. Trading webinars. That's right. I'll be in a room trading as well as you can watch me trade. You can watch the system trade. You can watch me follow my trades. I'm trading on Nadex. I'm trading on forex. It all depends on what the day is. I'm answering questions. I'm looking at portfolios. I'm doing whatever I possibly can to help you. And I do so in a group setting for, I think it's an hour, Brian. I think I'm in there an hour and a half, somewhere in that vicinity. Okay. All the way up until my kids start screaming in the background because I work from home. Remember that. So those are on there. Also, there is a home business webinar that happens on Wednesdays in the morning at 11 o'clock that helps you guide you through the social networks and how to build a business and all that kind of good stuff. So all in 150 is the code, by the way. You're probably all waiting for that code, right? All in 150 is the code. So you'll go to the all in button. And also, you can go to DexFXMarkets.com and go to the pricing page and put either one of those codes in. That's Dex 2419. I thought that was pretty creative until I just read it again. But 20, the number 4, I should probably redone that, 19. And the coupon code for the all-in Big Hoopers super deal is all-in 150. I made that one a lot easier, apparently. Okay. I'll leave these up here for a couple minutes. If you have any questions in chat, you can throw them out there. I'll sit here just for a few moments to be able to do that. But as I do, let me take a second to thank my co-hosts for being here, but being so quiet. I really do appreciate it. Both of you are awesome.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me quietly here.
Thanks, Max.
No worries, Chris. Now, Chris and Brian both have been, we've been building this program and editing and getting through. Chris is going to be a big integral part to all you people that are here to be affiliates. Brian has already put a lot of his information down, but Chris is going to be your guide through those systems and those programs. I will be your guide through trading. Amy, I don't know if Paul's here. Paul's over in the UK, so he's probably still sleeping. He might be in the room. Last time he was there, it might be too late for him. I'm not sure yet. Let me scan through to see if he's here. Doesn't look like it, but that's okay because there'll be a lot in there. So coupon all in. If you do have any questions, you can reach us at CS. Let me see if I can write this one down here. Yeah, there we go. All right, it's CS at DexFXMarkets.com. Okay. You can reach us here if you have any questions or you can't remember what the deals were. You can please write us there. It's easy to find us. Again, there are the codes. If you have any questions, buy in tonight. Get on board. If you have any problems, hey, listen, you never know because we're just starting out. If you find a bug, if you find an issue, write us, call us, pick up the phone. I'm closing the office here in about an hour after I get off with you guys. When this webinar ends, it's going to automatically possibly take you right to the pricing page. Okay, it'll automatically take you there. If it doesn't, then you go to the pricing page. Either way, we're working on a webinar system that we can put in deals and put out links and all that kind of stuff. But it's basically there for you, the website. So you can go there and just buy in. All right. Brian, Chris, thanks a lot for being here. You'll have your time in the chair here in the next couple of ones. We'll practice so you can help do some of these as well. I can't thank everybody enough for being here tonight. And as always, trade well. Take care.